Country CEO back in the house again, man. Look, got another good one for you today. Welcome back to the channel. Shout out to all channel members, subscribers. What's up with you? It's a good day. Look, talking about some more stuff, talking about what I did right in this dump truck business when I got started. Look, got a good one for you today. I networked with others. Now, if you introverted, that may be a problem. I networked with others. Well, Country CEO, why is that important? That's important in any line of business to network with others because guess what? You can't live in this world by yourself. You gonna need somebody, as the songwriter say, to lean on. I'm sorry. But yeah, you gonna need to be able to meet up, work with, correspond, help. They help you. That's how the world goes round, right? It's all about relationships, okay? And so I didn't have any problem with it because I do have an outgoing personality. I don't mind talking to people. I love to talk to people. I'm a talker. I know y'all can probably tell that, right? So look, here's some things I did in order to network that was a good thing that I did when I got started. I was intentional about giving out my cards and collecting cards. Did you hear me? I was intentional about giving out my card, but also collecting cards from people so I can maintain contact, have their numbers. They got my number. Something pops off. Guess what? They call me. I call them, right? So get your business cards together. That old school way of doing things still works even now, 21 years later. Business cards, right? And be intentional. Hey, man, where your card? That you got a card? Or, hey, maybe you don't have a card. Hey, man, let me get your number, some whatever. Get their information, give them your information. Number two, I was determined to let others know where work was and thank those who had referred me to work. Did you get that? I'm going to say that one again. That's a good one right there. I was intentional and determined to let others know where work was. In other words, if I'm on a job and I'm getting calls about a job, or if I'm on a job and they say they want another truck, I called guys. Hey, man, they're looking for a truck over here. Hey, man, they looking for trucks over there. That company is calling around for trucks. You might want to check with them. I did that, right? And what I've discovered when you do things and sow seeds like that in other people's business and life, that stuff comes back to you. My old grandmother had a thing. She said, son, you do good, good will follow you. Oh, did you get that? My grandmother used to say, if you do good, son, good will follow you. Okay. I was raised up on that kind of stuff, right? So I would also thank those who had told me where work was, right? I thanked them. Hey, man, after it was over, I would call them or tell them, hey, man, appreciate that. I was able to go ahead and work. That's just a good thing to do. All right. If this video has been valuable to you, hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this video so far has been valuable to you. Finally, I respected unwritten codes of the business. Uh-oh. This is where a lot of dudes get in trouble. I respected unwritten codes of the business. Just like in sport, they got unwritten rules, but everybody know this is what you should and should not do. There's a couple of unwritten codes in the business that has to do with networking that you need to be aware of. Number one, if somebody calls you to come and work on a job with you, then at the end of the day, you defer to that guy who called you on that job, right? You don't, because what'll happen, sometimes the contractor come talking to you like you in charge, but you got called on that job. You refer him to the guy that's talking to you to the guy that called you on the job. Or if he might say, the guy might call you on a job, but then the contractor says, okay, be back tomorrow. Your word should be, you should go still back to the guy who called you and say, hey, man, the guy said need me back tomorrow. Is that okay with you? Or do you need me? That's unwritten codes that are, if you violate them, you'll know because guys ain't gonna call you no more, right? All right. Another unwritten code of the business. If I call you on my job to work with me, you don't go talking to the guy about you working the next day or what they got going on or none of that. I called you on my job. You deal with me about that, right? Unwritten codes, y'all, that get folks in trouble. Because here's what I've seen happen. There are occasionally sometime where you'll call a joker on the job with you and then he'll double back behind you and try to take the job from you. Oh, yeah, Country CEO has had that happen, yeah. I've had it to happen where they succeeded. I've had it to happen where they tried it. But that's an unwritten code. I don't play that mess, right? Somebody calls you on a job, that's their job. You deal with that person. Let them tell you what your directions are for the next day. Regardless of what that contractor say, that's an unwritten, but it needs to be a respected code out here in the business. You'll go a long way abiding by these unwritten codes, because when you're networking, other people have to know that they can trust you. Ooh, that's a nugget right there. Other dump truckers need to know that they can trust you. He's not going to call you if they feel like you're going to call them on a job and intentionally try to take their job. Did you get that? All right. So, unwritten codes, respect them. Find out what the unwritten codes is. It's always better to ask questions than to make a misstep and be prejudged before you've had a chance to establish yourself. Country CEO, trying to tell you, you got to network with others if you're going to make it in this business. I did it right, y'all. I want y'all to do it too. Country CEO, we out of here. I'm gone.